Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Sunny Singapore. Today we are doing a real quick and easy DIY. I used the old picture frame to create this dry erase board for my kitchen. Now you can use the same sort of a thing to create a dry erase board for your kids' room or your study room. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you are notified by YouTube every time that I upload a video. So let's start with the DIY. So guys, here is the list of the entire stuff what we are going to be needing for this DIY. Of course, your painting option is optional. So in case you decide not to paint your frame and you would like to use it in its original color, you can leave out the paint related stuff. And you may also use something like wrapping paper or any kind of nice print that you have in case you don't have contact or adhesive wallpaper handy. So let's get started with our DIY. So the first thing that I'm doing is I am actually sanding my frame here. The corners of my frame, I'm just going to sand it down because this is a pretty old frame and I want the edges to be a little rough so that I can paint on it and the paint would stick to it really nicely. So here I've just sanded out the corners and you can see I'm just turning it around. It's an IKEA frame. So it's got these little clips at the back which are really easy to open and I can just slide the frame out. So this is what I'm doing right here and you can see I have taken out my glass and the frame. Please be extremely careful with the glass because it's very scary with that glass. It can cut you really easily and you have to be really careful when you handle that glass. Now you can see that my paper here is totally terrible looking from all the humidity and the marks there, and you can see the size of the frame that I'm using. Now you don't need to worry about that. We can use a brand new paper inside, or we can just stick our the contact paper on top of this paper so it's not going to be showing through. Now I'm just dusting the glass on both sides as it's quite dusty, and later on I'm going to be also cleaning it up with a solution. Here you can see I've made just a just one of those multi-purpose cleaners with half vinegar, half water, and a few drops of dish soap inside it. And there I go, spraying my brains out. And I'm just going to clean this thing away, and I'm going to clean all the dust off, and I'm going to use some paper towels just to wipe all the dust and the stuff away from the glass so that it keeps it nice and clean. You can see it got really yucks. Anyway, so now we've got that done. We put the glass aside, and here I'm going to start painting my frame. I'm using Rust-Oleum gold color. You can use any of your favorite spray paints that you like. This is a really quick one. It dries in about 8 to 10 minutes, and it's a pretty nice, bright and sunny day today, so I hope it's going to dry pretty quickly. And you need to make sure that you paint the inner sides and the outer sides of the frame also, because they are going to be visible even after we have inserted our glass in. So whatever are your visible parts of the frame, you would need to paint those, and you can see here I'm painting the sides also because those would also be visible. So we have to be a little careful about that. So once you have finished painting your frame, we can start doing the contact paper. Here you can see I picked up this one from Mr. DIY in Malaysia, and it's actually adhesive wallpaper. Now basically what I've done here is I've just taken this paper that came with the frame, and I've just placed it on top of the wallpaper, and I'm just going to do a rough cut around it. I've left about 1.5 inch around it, as I don't want to take any chances that my paper is short of that paper. And I'm just going to be turning it around and putting this paper on. It has an adhesive thing at the back which you can peel out. You can peel out this adhesive part, and it's just exactly like contact paper. It's behaves like that, and then you just put it on that paper that came with the frame so that you have the correct measurement. And here I'm just placing it on, and I'm slowly going to pull on the back. I've asked hubby to help me a little bit to pull that out. So we're just going to pull that out, and you can just pull that out and keep flattening it at the same time so that we don't get any air bubbles inside. And once you have done that, I'm using this little thing that actually is supposed to be for baking, for putting on your icing and stuff, and I use this for some DIYs on and off. And you could use something like this, or you could use an old credit card or some kind of a card lying around, or even a very flat butter knife or something like that. You could use anything, you know, that is hard and slim, that you can flatten your paper. Now once I've flattened all the four sides and I've stuck them on, I'm going to turn this paper around and I'm going to be flattening out my front of this paper. So I want to make sure that I don't have any visible air bubbles as such. Now if you have difficulty removing any of the air bubbles with any of this flat devices, you could use a needle and just poke into the air bubble and release the air and then flatten it out, and then it will really flatten out again. So since it's just a rectangular shape, it's pretty easy to do. And here I'm just sort of doing the same thing. I'm flattening out all the air bubbles. So here you can see our frame is nice and dry. It looks beautiful with that gold color. And it is ready for us to have this paper put in. Now the first thing that we are going to be doing is, well, trying not to forget the glass. So we are not going to be putting in the paper overexcited, you know, putting in the paper. No, we're going to put the glass first. And when you insert the glass in, again, the same thing, you have to be extra careful of your hands and make sure that you don't hurt yourself while inserting the glass. And once you have inserted the glass, of course, you may have got some fingerprints on the glass. So please clean the inside first, because the outer side, we can always clean it once we turn it around. So here I'm just going to wipe off the inside a bit with the paper towel again. And this would also, you know, make sure that we don't have any fingerprints inside, which we can't clean later. So after this is done, we're going to insert our contact paper and also the backing of this frame. And then I'm just going to close these clips that, you know, they are really easy to close. And then we're going to get this frame ready like that. So here I'm just going to close these clips. And once this is done, we are just, look at that, how gorgeous that looks. And we are going to be using something from 3M. Now this video is not sponsored by 3M, but I'm just showing you guys. I use these 3M contact, you know, command strips, and they come usually, you know, in pairs to put on one side. Like it has a front and back, and this came with 8 pieces in this pack. So which means you can put it on all 4 sides of the frame. So this, you take out one part of the sticky part and then you put it like a sticker on to your frame like this. And the other side is something like Velcro. So you're just going to put the other piece on top, which is the Velcro, and you're going to press it on. This is what I do. They say do it on the wall. It really doesn't matter for me. I've been doing it like this. It's been working for a really long time. Never had any issues. So when I don't want to drill a hole in the walls or spoil my tiles or whatever, I would use the 3M strips. They're really convenient and I find them to be really good. So here I've asked my hubby to just help me out and then put this on. And we're just putting on the 4 sides, and here we go. We're putting it onto the wall. And all you have to do is that you just need to press it a little hard when you put it onto the wall. So my personal assistant here is helping me to press this frame on, and we've got the frame on almost on those kitchen tiles, and looks really nice because the colors all match each other, and the reason why I chose this paper is to match the kitchen tiles. And here you can see I got these little pieces of metal which actually have a double-sided tape at the back. I got these from Daiso. So if you don't have a Daiso near you, you could always put on any stick-on magnets or whatever. They're usually available at all sorts of places like DIY stores or dollar stores. And you can choose to do this additional step. You may skip it even if you don't want to. And then what I did is I've stuck 2 of these little strips of metal there, because I have a plan to stick one of the magnetic baskets. In fact, if you see it in my 16 Daiso favorites, I'll link the video down for you guys if you would like to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. I featured one of these magnetic baskets on my fridge, and the similar sort of a basket I'm using here, and I just put all my markers and some scissors and all that I'm using for my gardening. I just like to leave it here so it's really quick for me to grab and go. The other magnet, actually, you can use it for anything. You can put your electrician's name card or something like that. You could also use additional magnets and put the, the stuff that your kids bring back from school that you would like to put on. You can just do your own thing and be very creative about it. So thank you so much, guys. If you stuck around and you were still watching this, I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. That'll mean a lot to me. And give me a like, comment below if you tried this out. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.